Met a girl in Oakland, but I don't wanna say. Okay, so we are back with another incredible Building Her Story episode. This one, wow, I can't believe it. Okay, so Denise,
Yes.
um, listen, I kind of followed you on Instagram recently, saw the
Okay.
body, was going back, scrolling back, like, wow, this girl is impressive,
Right.
but we need to learn more.
Okay.
And so I'm so excited to share this with the community. Again, we love to talk to Black women who are doing it big,
Right.
especially in physique competitions, because
Hmm.
we're creating a space for us. No
Absolutely.
shade to anybody else, but we got to celebrate us too, right?
I
If
agree.
not us, then who?
Hmm.
If not out there, then where? So
Hmm.
we're going to do it right here. All right. So
Okay.
Denise Wedderburn, thank you so much for joining us
Yes.
today. I want
Yes.
you to describe in about 3 or 4 words yourself. Give me 4 words to describe you.
Okay. 4 words to describe me. Um, I'm super driven. Um, I am grateful. I am. I'm a little. I'm a little ambitious with everything that I do. And one more word. I am loved. I'm
Wow.
loved. I really am.
Wow.
Hmm.
That's good. I
I am.
really love those last six. I really appreciate you saying you're grateful because I
Yes.
think everything starts with gratitude, and that
Absolutely.
might have something to do with your heritage and your background. You were sharing with me that you're Jamaican.
Yes, my parents are both Jamaican. Yes. I was just having this conversation with a friend of mine, how grateful I am being that my parents are from another country so I can appreciate what we have over here. I don't know if you know much about islands, but just any third world country, they don't have what we have here in America. And so seeing where my parents come from, being there, being in my grandparents' house, I'm extremely grateful that my parents decided to migrate to America and to raise us here. And I'm completely grateful for them. Like they didn't have to do that. They sacrificed their lives to come here and raise us. And I'm extremely grateful for that.
Yeah, I mean, as a parent myself, my number one mission in life is to prepare my daughters to do it better than I did. And so we
Absolutely.
always, live every day with that at the forefront. So thanks, mom and
Absolutely.
dad, for
Right.
giving
Thank you,
Denise
Mama. Thank you, Mama.
for giving
Thank
Denise
you.
everything because she is beautiful. And we
Thank
were
you.
taking off the face beat like, wow.
Yes, thank
So,
you.
okay, let's start from the beginning.
Okay.
Um, why bodybuilding? How did you one day wake up and decide I want to compete?
Okay. So it was kind of pushed, not pushed on me, but highly encouraged. Um, so all through school, through high school, I ran track and I ran school track and then I ran like summer track. And then college, I really wasn't really athletic in college, but I did dance in college. I did dance in high school too, but I just furthered it in college. And so I've always been kind of athletic. Being Jamaican, I do have an athletic build already. Like I don't even have to work my upper body for it to be in like ready to go. So I've always had an athletic build, and so as I got older, I'll be 40 this year. So for me, it's as I was turning 35, I have fibroids, and my doctor told me that I need to get more active. And I said, okay, let me get more active because I've already had my fibroids taken out, but they were starting to like slowly grow back a little. So she was like, you need to exercise. And I was like, okay. So this is like 2018. And so 2019, I joined an all female workout group here in Houston. I'm from Houston, and so it's called Reggie C Fitness. I loved it. It was a great way for me to introduce me back into working out, getting fit. But the only problem was it was focused around weight loss. And I wasn't really like I've never been overweight or fat or just to where I wasn't enjoying the way I looked. However, I wanted to be more toned. And so for me, being more toned was just mean like more athletic, I guess. And so I left there and I went to another gym and where it was more co-ed. It was a co-ed gym and it was also a lot of bodybuilders there. And the owner was like, wow, you look great. And I was like, thank you, period. But, but I was just like, he was just asking me, do you bodybuild? So mind you, in my head, I never really followed bodybuilding. Like, so this is 2019. I never followed bodybuilding. In my head, when I heard bodybuilding, I was thinking of, honestly, this is what I thought of. Big women looking like, unfortunately looking like men. That was my only
Yeah, I think
picture
a
of
lot of
what
people have
bodybuilding
that
was.
image when they think of females doing bodybuilding. They go back immediately to 80s and spandex and like super muscles and just,
Yes.
yeah, that Hulk look.
That's
Hmm.
all I could think of. I couldn't think of anything else. And so I was like, hell no. I mean, sorry, I don't know if I can curse, but I was like, no, I'm not doing that. And he was like, no, they have a division called bikini. And I was like, bikini? Like, it was so foreign to me. Like, I was like, no. He was like, just Google it and go on YouTube. I said, okay, fine. I go on YouTube and Google like all night. I think the next day I came back to the gym. He was like, so did you look at it? I was like, yeah. I was like, I want to do it.
Yeah, right? You see the bodies and the glutes
Yeah,
and
I
the
was like, I want to do
glitter and the
it.
glam.
Yeah,
You're like, oh, sign
everything.
me
It
up.
was kind of like pageants for me, and
Yeah.
I love being, that pretty girl or whatever. And the only thing I didn't see was a lot of black women.
Mm.
Like, I didn't see much at all. But I love being the first at a lot of things. So I was like, okay, I'll try it. I'm older. That was my only thing too. Being at this
Mm-hmm.
point, I was already 35. So I was like, can I do it at this age? He was like, well, Denise, you don't look 35. You look, fit, and I think you'll be fine. So we did our first prep 2020, and then COVID happened. And then they shut everything down. I didn't get back into the gym until June. And then I did my first show I don't know if I'm going too fast or not, but
No,
I
go
did
ahead.
my first okay. I did my first show in September of 2020. I won my show. I got the overall, and then I went to nationals. So at that time, I'm sure nationals was all around this. Like, it was every weekend around that time in
Mm-hmm.
2020 because of COVID. So it was like one weekend they had team masters nationals, team collegiate masters
Mm-hmm.
nationals, and my coach said you should go, and I went. I got third call outs, and that humbled me.
Mm. Let's stop
It
there. Let's talk about that a
humbled
little bit
me.
because I think a lot of folks that I talk to, and even me, when we we come off a high like a overall win, same situation where I
Hmm.
did just my second show ever, got
Hmm.
three, I got a couple swords, couple
Yep.
tiaras. I'm like,
Same.
okay, this is my, I'm gonna do it, and then I went to nationals, and it was the All Americans, or North Americans, sorry, North Americans, and got 10th place. But it was just like, whoa, like,
Yeah.
dang, because at that point, when you arrive to a national show, everybody is on. And
Hmm.
even everybody in second call outs could be in first call out. Like the competition is steep. So
Absolutely.
what did that do for you? Like once you went there and it was third call outs, what what
Man,
what
I
happened after that?
mean, when I went there with so much like Davina, I was like, I thought I was that girl when I got there. Because you're right, you just got these swords and you got this trophy, and everybody know your name right now. So I walked in like I was that girl. Like I was like, I got this shit. And so I got there, and I'm lining up. I ain't talking to nobody. I'm telling you, this it really humbled me. Like, I was like, with my, I had my locks. I was like, yeah, I'm that girl. Got up there, I'm standing there, and they call first call out. I'm like, all right, I'm good. Call second call out. I was like, okay, I'm good. And then that third call out, which is the last call out, because
Right.
I'm in B class, so B is always pretty. It's a pretty good amount of girls,
Yeah.
and I did get the center of third call outs, but it really made me realize that Denise, God brought you to this. So I'm a very spiritual person, by the way.
Hmm.
God brought you to this sport for a reason, and you got a little big head, and you might need to work a little bit harder, not just on your body, but your attitude and the
That's
way
right.
I'm telling you, it humbled me because because you're in the gym, you're online, everybody telling you look great. Everybody telling your mama telling you look great, your sisters, your cousins, everybody telling you look great. And you get there and it's a different I mean, you had a street body.
Yeah,
This
your
body
grade is a
this body
lot
for the
different. Like
street.
somebody once
Yeah.
said, You might be the best looking one at Planet Fitness, but honey, when you get to nationals, it's
It's different.
a whole nother thing. And that's the thing though, too. The sport is based on what the judges see that day. So, it's all about who shows up.
Yeah.
And, like you said, everybody online saying, oh, you got it, you look good.
Yeah.
And they're telling that to
And
20 other
that
people.
just really was ingrained in me. And you're right. When people are online, that's why another reason as I move forward in my preps now, I really don't pay attention too much on social media. I just like stay to myself, keep quiet. But at that time, I was really like listening to people, letting them get into my head. And I didn't have as much glutes as I needed. I didn't have the much, I wasn't lean enough. It was a lot.
See, but
So
then you go back
it
to
really
that
humbled me.
driven and ambitious, right? Because then
Absolutely.
it's like a lot of people would get hit like that and be like,
Hmm.
this ain't
I'm
for
done.
me,
I'm
or I
done
don't
with it.
want to
Yeah.
ever feel that
No.
feeling of regret, or of loss, or I don't want to feel what it feels like to lose. But that didn't happen for you.
No, it definitely, I think it was the opposite. Once that humbled me, instead of just saying, I'm done with this, I just really took it upon God and was like, okay, change my mind, change the way I'm thinking. Let's change the way I exercise and the way I do my prep. Denise, were you eating the food?
That's right. You got to be honest now.
Were you eating them Oreos?
Yep.
I changed everything and came into 2021 with a completely
That's
different
right.
mindset. Like,
That's right.
absolutely, I changed my coach, everything. I came in with a completely different mindset in 21. I did way better my second, I guess that would be my second year, I guess,
Hmm.
in bodybuilding. So yeah, it changed me, which
Yeah.
I loved.
Yeah, like I said, some people and that builds character, and I think
Mm-hmm.
Amber P said it. A couple of other folks said it. Like, if you've never touched the sea of 16s, as she likes to call it, then
Mm-hmm.
when you do, it's a very humbling moment, and it's about how you come back
Absolutely.
from that. So then you
Mm-hmm.
go into your second prep, your
Okay,
second
yeah.
year,
Mm-hmm.
and now we're on. So it's what it was.
Mm-hmm.
We're 2021, 22 now.
So
So.
now we're at 21. Mm-hmm.
Mhm.
And I changed my coach, and I got more of a bodybuilding coach,
Mhm.
and he just put a plan in motion. And I started prep that year in March, and then I did my first regular show here in I went in Dallas. I did, at the time it was called Dallas Europa, but I think it's called something else now. I did that show, got first place again. Like, so the regional shows, I'd be like, I'll be doing it. I am
Doing
that
fine.
girl in the regional shows. Yeah. But nationals, I completely changed my mindset for that. I wasn't all on Instagram showing
Mhm.
anything. Really, I was more secretive, honestly. I was
Mhm.
working in silence, really to, really make noise on stage. And I did
Mhm.
so much better at
Mhm.
Universe. So I went to Universe and I did so much better. I got first call outs. I think I got fourth place that show. 3 weeks later, I did Team Masters Nationals again, my second
Mhm.
time, and I got fifth place at that show. So I didn't get my pro card that year, but
Mhm.
it was a much better improvement than
That's right.
what I was the previous year.
Right. And at the
Yeah,
base and at the very base of what we do in bodybuilding is to continue to improve, to continue to get better.
absolutely.
Even if it's
Mhm.
one placing higher, even if it's
Mhm.
better glutes, a tighter
Mhm.
core, stronger
Mhm.
posing, a more seamless look, whatever it is, the
Mhm.
goal is to just continue to improve. All right, so let's talk about that pro win. All right, so let's
Ooh,
fast
girl.
forward to 2022. Talk to me
Yes.
about that show day. What do you
Um,
remember from that day?
Let me go back a tiny bit. So right before, so that was also Team Masters Nationals where I got my pro card. But 3 weeks before, I went to Universe again, and I got third place, and I got my feedback from Sandy and Tyler, and they love my look. I have my locks, and I love my look. Everything, just fuller glutes. And so when I did the work between, I guess, the beginning of July until the end of the Team Masters National show. But the only problem was I really thought I was getting my pro card at Universe. So I didn't have enough money. I didn't have anywhere to
Mm,
stay. Because, you're not planning. I really just had a plan A. I had no plan B. I thought I was
mm,
getting my pro card at Universe. And it wasn't out on some cocky anything. I just really felt like I looked great.
mhm,
And
mhm,
so I was so close all the other times. I just knew I was going to get it this time because I had bigger glutes, all the things that I needed. So I really didn't have a plan B. So when I got third place at Universe, I didn't have enough money for, like, all the hotels were booked. I had to
Mm.
buy a plane ticket. I had to get my hair done again. It's like all the things you have to do
Yeah,
because
it's
I wasn't
expensive.
planning on it. I swear, I didn't plan on it. But God is so good. He's like, God is amazing. And he knew in my mind, and I guess it comes to fruition, but he knew how much I wanted this pro card. At this point, I'm 36, I'm 38 at this point, and I'm like, I don't want to be doing 20 national shows. I just didn't want to do it. And I worked so hard. I had sacrificed my business as a makeup artist. I had sacrificed my family and relationships with friends. So much sacrifice comes with this bodybuilding thing, and I didn't want to, like, my sister was having twins and I wasn't there as much as I wanted to be, and I was like, I can get this pro card so I can have a break. And everything happened the way it's supposed to happen. Like, I want to cry. I get emotional, but I don't want to cry about it now. But my sister's best friend was actually in Pittsburgh at the time. She works on movie sets, and she was actually in Pittsburgh for a month shooting a movie, and she said I could stay with her in Pittsburgh. The guy I was talking to at the time bought my plane ticket. I already had a suit. My loctician did my hair for free. Like, it was just, everything was
Wow,
coming, everything was aligning.
that's
And so
right.
at that point, my sister even came with me to my show. She came a little late because of her plane, but she was there to support me because my coach couldn't make it. And everything aligned the way it's supposed to align. One of
Wow.
my clients had paid her money because I do a lot of weddings. She had paid her payment 3 weeks in advance, like just enough money I needed
That's
to
right.
get to Pittsburgh, pay for
Wow.
Ubers, pay for all the different things. So the morning of the show, I woke up really in another state of gratitude. Like, I prayed, I did my devotional.
Mm.
I said it's gonna be okay. Now, I didn't say if I don't make it. I just said, God, this is, whatever's supposed to happen,
Right.
let it happen. I
That's
never
right.
say, I'm going to do my best. No, he know I'm going to do my best. Like,
Right.
I don't pray for that. I just say, whatever's supposed to happen today, Lord, I'm okay with. Just let it happen.
That's
And
right.
I
That's
just,
faith. That's faith with action. And I think, like me and Naya talk about this all the time about having that unwavering faith and
mhm,
just saying, you know, if this is in your will, it
absolutely.
will happen. And
Hmm.
so we've watched, and people are always looking for a big miracle. Miracles come in all shapes and sizes. And sometimes, we're just going through the motions and they're right there. And so you've got
Yeah,
all these things kind of aligning
it was
and
aligning.
taking
Hmm.
care of it for you, paving the way to say, you've done the work, now walk, right? So you
Hmm.
walking out on faith, and then and your sister is there, and it's just
Hmm.
like, like you said, everything's come together, and it's such a powerful statement, and it's powerful testimony to
Yes.
how you had to change your mindset, humble yourself,
Hmm.
understand that faith part, and then put it into practice. and
Hmm.
and that's just really beautiful, because I know on my bodybuilding journey I have learned so much more about myself than my
Hmm.
body, right? And about my
Yeah.
mindset, and about sharing
Hmm.
my gifts, and being a light, and sharing our testimony and sharing our stories. That's why
Hmm.
this podcast or this video cast is so important.
I
It's
love
because,
it.
like you said, when I started, there was no one talking about this stuff, and
Hmm.
no one to look like me out there at all
Yeah,
that I could
yeah.
find. So,
Hmm.
okay, so now you walking out on stage. All right. And everything's
I
paid
love how
for,
I'm
you
reliving
good.
this.
Everything's there.
Yeah,
So when they moved you into the center box, what did that feel like?
it felt amazing. Even before I can get into my first, like, after they call you for first call outs, you get into your first look. Cause I was last, my last name. So by the time I got into my first pose, Tyler said, I forgot my number. I think it was 852. He said 852 switch with, and I said, oh, I got in the middle, and Davina, I was the only person that was moved. Nobody else moved out of it was six of us. Nobody else moved. It was just us. Like, I moved and that was it. We turned around, we turned back in front, we turned around again, turned back in front. Thank you, ladies. So at
Yeah.
that time, I wasn't sure because it was six of us and it was just two of us in the middle. So I still didn't know. I felt good, but I didn't know. And at Masters Nationals, it's only one pro card, it's not two.
Mm,
So I still felt great that I was in the middle and I stayed there, but I still wasn't sure. I didn't say I
yeah.
got it. I just felt really great.
Yeah. And so then they say, and new IFBB Pro,
Oh,
and you get your,
I had a flood of emotions. I almost
yeah.
cried on stage, but I didn't. I do have a video of that, but I almost cried on stage, but I didn't because I want to look cute for my pictures. And I had to get ready for the overall again. So I just was so grateful and just so thankful. I'm thankful that my sister was there. My sister's like my best friend now. I'm so happy she was there just to support me and be there and video everything. And it's just it's just I'm sorry, but it was just another win for the black girls
Yes.
because because the team, I mean, it's not a lot of us, and I love being an inspiration to people. One thing I do hear a lot is because I do have locks, because I am African American, I get some people in my DM saying I inspire them
Mhm.
on Instagram and Facebook that I inspire them, and I love being an inspiration to people because
Mhm.
for us, I mean, they had a couple of black, but not many in bikini, not in bikini, just so few,
Mhm.
and I've always told myself if I'm going to do anything, I want to be able to inspire somebody. So,
Yeah. Well,
yeah.
congratulations.
Thank
I
you.
know, it was a while back, but thank you,
It
right?
felt
Thank you
good.
for,
It felt good
yeah,
reliving it. So thank you.
yeah, thank you for stepping out and giving it a try and taking it
Yeah.
seriously and showing up so gracefully and doing it naturally and doing it with
Yes.
poise
Yes.
and confidence
Hmm.
because
Thank you.
I think all those things are important. And when you're getting your first pro wins and all those, you'll look back at this conversation like, dang, like I've come a
Yeah.
long way. So
Hmm.
okay, all right, so all right, now that all that's out of the way,
Okay.
let's talk a little bit about where you're going from here, right?
Okay.
So, next shows, pro debuts, talk us through that.
Okay. So, I had my pro debut in November of last year. I did
Mhm.
the Atlantic Coast show in Fort Lauderdale. And so let me just share something with you real quick. So I have locks. I changed my coach, by the way. I changed my coach that same year to 22. Um, Not anything personal. I just wanted to change.
Mhm.
And so when I changed my coach, I'm now with Coach Lolita with Body by Lolita. That's a tongue twister.
Yes.
And I love her. She's Jamaican, so I feel like home. And when I started my prep, she asked me what show I want to do in 23, and I just wasn't sure. I honestly, not for nothing to be, I needed a break. I just, I wanted to
Eat.
spend time with my family. I wanted to eat. I wanted to get back my business in line because I mean, I'm telling you, I really sacrificed my makeup business, and so I had to get that back on, in line. I got my real estate. I also do real estate, so I want to get that back. So I had to get my life kind of like back into one before I could start thinking about another show. Because I'm not 21. I'm
Mhm.
at this point 38, about to be 39, and I'm an adult. So I had to
Yeah.
get my
Real
life back
life.
in order.
Right.
Yeah. So, but by the time I started my prep in 23 for my pro debut, it was in July. And she asked me what show I want to do. I told her I wanted to do the San Antonio Pro in September, but I wasn't 100% sure. But that's the show we shot for. I ended up doing the Atlantic Coast show, which was an amazing experience. I mean, it was a really good experience. What I wanted to say before was I have locks, and I was gonna do my show with my locks because I've always done my shows with my locks.
Right.
Like I always tell people, if you have natural hair, your bald head, whatever you want to do, you can go on stage and win whatever you want. Which your hair does not define you. It really doesn't.
Mhm.
So I wanted people to know you can win. I won my pro card with my locks, like I down my back and everything. So by the time I was doing my pro debut, my coach said, "So what are you gonna do with your hair?" And I was like,
Mhm.
"I'm wearing my locks." And she was like, "Let's try something different." Now, normally I would have been opposed to it, but I trust Coach Lolita with like she didn't. I trust her with my bodybuilding career, and I knew she wasn't saying this out of like people not gonna like
Like
me.
it's
No,
not good enough, right?
she was saying you're in a different league now, and your locks, you can wear your locks whenever you want, but on this stage, let's just try a wig. Let's try it. If you don't like it, we don't ever have to do it again. She said, "Do you know somebody that can do your hair?" I said, "Yeah, my sister."
My sister, right?
My sister is a wigologist.
That's Right.
Like I'm not even like putting. She's a wigologist, amazing hairstylist. So my sister did my hair, and I don't know if you saw my pro debut pictures, but I completely loved my look. I
Mhm.
love my look, and the wig is now a part of the routine.
Okay.
It's a part of it. And so the day of the show, it's 30 girls. I was completely nervous. But everybody was really nice. Like everybody was really nice.
Mhm.
Hi, my name is Denise. I said I'm a new pro. Everybody was completely nice. I loved it. I actually
Mhm.
you hear all these stories about girls being different,
Caddy. Hmm.
catty. I didn't get any of that. Everybody was nice. Everybody was, it was more like I can't wait to see this person again at another show because of
Right.
how gorgeous she was. So it's 30 of us, and I go out there do my routine. And my goal for my pro debut, not that I was shooting low or nothing, is I didn't want to be last. I didn't want to fall. That was my only two
You
things.
set the bar real low, like.
I said I don't want to be last. And I don't want to fall because, it's been a year and some change at that point since I've been on stage. So I said, I didn't want to fall. I get out there and I'm standing in the back because my last name. I'm standing in the back, it's 30 girls. So it's two lines on each side. I'm
Right.
standing in the back. I'm like, okay, I'm good. I'm good. They calling everybody first call out, Olympians. When they called me for first call out. I could not, and this is, oh my God, I could not believe it. I could not believe it. I was like, man, I almost cried, but I stopped and I went up there, and it was 8 people in first call out, and I ended up being seventh, and it was mind
Well,
blowing.
believe it, because the body is banging,
I
right?
couldn't
The
believe
work
it.
is
My
there,
coach
but
believed in
yeah.
me, and not the fact I didn't believe myself. I just, this bodybuilding thing is, I love it, but it always amazes me. It
Mhm.
really does amaze me. And like I said, I did the same thing that morning. I did my devotional. God, whatever your will is, let it be done.
Mhm.
And I was just amazed. I was grateful. That was the main thing. I was grateful. But I was just more impressed with my own self. I gave my own self a
Mm,
pat on the
that's
back
right.
because I knew I had done the work. I worked on
That's
my glutes.
right.
I'm always working on my glutes. That's like the one
I
thing
mean,
they
you can
always
never have
want
enough
you.
glues, honey.
And I got seventh place that show, and I was now coach wants me to go, and we're going to Olympia. I said, girl, we gonna
Listen,
see.
and Miss Olita do not play. If she
She
say that's
don't
the
play.
goal, she gonna get you there. So
We
get
gonna
ready,
see. We
get
gonna
ready.
see. We gonna
And we
see.
need that. We need more people
Hmm.
saying, why not? Why not me? Right?
Right.
And having enough courage to just go out there and try. I mean, you've made it this far, not to just come this far. So
True.
you almost have an obligation to yourself to push yourself to see how far you can go. As long as
Absolutely.
God is affording you that grace and have the ability to do it, and as long as your heart is still in it, why not? Right?
Yeah, I love that. Yes, you're
Yeah.
absolutely right. I love that.
Yeah. So you got it. You got it, girl. We're gonna see you up there, And it's a lot of ways to get there. I've seen people do it on points and of course pro wins, but I'm really excited for the Arnold's that's happening this weekend.
Me too.
A
I
couple of my
can't
friends are up on
wait. I
stage and
cannot wait to see. It's the
we're
first real show for the season, so I'm so
mhm.
excited too, and so excited for, like you said, a couple of friends, same like Vanya and all these women. Like I'm just excited to see these women on stage. Like it's the
Yeah.
first show of the season. It's almost like it's just like a new show is coming on TV. Like you're excited about it. I can't wait to
I
watch.
like the fact that they have some diversity in the lineup, and I
Absolutely,
and I love
I
the
love
fact
it.
that the black women are chocolate, and it's just like let's, you know what I mean, like in all of
Hmm.
our beauty, like we can compete too because the posing and the glam and the beauty and the poise is there, and
Absolutely.
um, you know, one day we'll have a black bikini Olympian.
Yeah.
One day, we're
Might
getting
be
very
sooner than we
close.
think. It might be
Yep, might
sooner
be
than
sooner
we
than we think.
think.
We're
And
getting
I'm
very
praying for
close.
that day too. And I'm hoping I'm there to witness it. I'm
That's
hoping I'm
right.
in the crowd because I went to last Olympia and it was incredible to watch the
Hmm.
ladies on stage. So
Yep.
I pray that I'm there to witness it for sure. But
Yeah.
I definitely want that as well.
Yeah. But it's women like you guys
Mhm.
that are charting the path and helping push and pull and get us a little bit closer each time. So we
Absolutely.
we we coming. We coming. All right.
Yes, we
So
are.
I was sharing with you before about music and how much music is a huge part of my life every single
Mhm.
day.
Okay.
especially in the gym because I listen to so much depending on what mood I am in to get through my workouts. Tell
Okay.
me what song is at the top of your playlist? What's getting Denise hype?
Okay, so there's different, I guess there's different music for each part of my workout. So cardio, normally if it's early in the morning, it's gospel. I can't
Okay.
do nothing. I want to talk to the Lord when I first get up because it's gonna take me the Lord to get me on that stairmaster at 5 o'clock.
Right.
I ain't gonna lie, but I'm a little hood, so I like Nuck If You Buck.
You know what? You know what?
I ain't gonna lie, I ain't gonna hold you. I ain't gonna hold you. But then when I need a
The fact that
push,
that is
it
on
give me,
my
I drink
list.
my little
Talk this down to the flow.
Yeah, we nucky and bucky and ready to fight. I bet ya I'ma throw them things. I haters best to think once. See me, I ain't nothing nice. They call my beat ain't no stopping. Becky like say that.
I
if I
love
just
that
need
song.
it, yeah.
Listen,
Mhm,
I'm known to
mhm.
play a little Waka Flocka, some
Listen,
Ti. You know,
uh-huh.
I get real like everybody
I
know
got my
me, like, and
moments. We got our
they be
moments.
they be looking at me in the club, and I know I look like a fool because they can't hear what I'm hearing, and I'm just sitting there just like mm.
Mhm, mhm. Yep,
But
absolutely.
that's kind of a part of it, right? Like we got to kind of dig into our inner beasts, right? And
Mhm.
like
Whatever's gonna
Trisha,
get
the
you through
stuff
the
we do is
workout. Whatever
hard.
gets you through the workout.
I know we look pretty, but we be packing on muscle, and it takes a lot to get
Mhm.
there. And then to continue to show up every day for years,
And that's the
right? Like,
part. That's the part
mhm,
that separates the people that really want to do it and the people who inspire to do it. Because people
mhm,
always come to me and say, "Well, how do you stay motivated?" I don't. I just know I gotta go
mhm,
do it.
mhm. Right?
There's at this point, there's no motivation. There's
Yeah,
none. I just know
none.
I have to get up.
That's
And it's
right.
the things that I said that I want, the things that God has promised me, I need to get up and go. There's no motivation involved. I just
Hmm.
know I gotta get
Yeah,
up and go.
motivation won't even know what that is. It's
I don't even
discipline
know what
and
it is
sheer
no more.
will. And
Uh-huh.
and then I know how I'm gonna feel if I don't, right? So that always motivates me
Yes,
too. I always
yes.
feel better
The
on the other
regret.
side of a
The
workout.
regret.
Even if
Yeah.
I walk in the door didn't want to do it, on the other side of that workout, I'm like, wow, thank you. So because I know that, it always helps me get through.
It's
All right.
crazy how many times we always come into the gym and we were like, dang, I don't want to do this. But after you get your motion going, you had a pre-workout, you got your water, you do
Hmm.
that workout, you be like, dang, I'm really happy I came. Like
That's
it
right.
always happens to me, especially with that and cardio. Hmm.
The endorphins. It's like,
Hmm.
all right,
Hmm.
okay. So now, prep hack. What's something that
Okay.
you've learned or some food that you listen? You embarrassed to tell us or something that really works, like whatever.
Something that really works for me that allowed me to meal prep easier is frozen vegetables. So I used to always make my vegetables like green beans and spin. Oh, I just buy the frozen ones and I put my turkey or whatever I'm doing. I just put the frozen ones on top, put it in the microwave, take it out, and it's ready to go.
Okay,
So frozen
yeah,
foods have always been, well, not always. I just recently learned that this last prep, but it's just easier.
that's
I
right.
hate meal prepping.
I know.
I hate it. People come to me and ask me, "Do you have somebody that meal for food?" No, I need
No,
to save money.
who can afford that?
No, I mean there's people that can afford it. I'm just not one of those people, and
Yeah,
I like to
I
go to
can't afford it. I've tried
It's
it. I have tried to get the meal prep services, thinking it's
same,
going to be easier.
same. It's
But
not.
when you run out, it's like you got to now go get the food anyway. So I can't afford to waste time. I cannot
No,
afford to do something that I could do myself. And
absolutely.
so it definitely makes sense. What's another one?
The only other thing I can think about, so I had to, okay, so I don't know if this is a hack or this is just better, just smarter. Okay, maybe you probably already do this. I always used to use plastic Tupperware for my meal prep. I don't do that anymore. I use glass because, okay, I'm not, forgot what my friend told me, but there's something that goes on when you put the plastic in a microwave. And so I've been doing the glass containers and it's improved like my food, like completely. And I don't feel like I'm eating poison.
That is huge. No, that's a huge one because
Is
you know what?
it? I wasn't sure. Okay, I
My
wasn't
mom is
sure.
very traditional and very old school, and so she has glass dishes. She likes a lot of vintage things, and so she has like before we had Tupperware and all that, they would put them in glass, and she stores all her food in glass.
Yeah,
So like when we do Thanksgiving dinner, it goes in there and it be tasting good for like 2 or 3 days,
it
half
lasts
the day,
longer.
better than when we just
Mm-hmm.
store it in foil
Plastic.
or regular plastic. And one thing that I also know that I tried this summer, when you have berries, like I do blueberries sometimes on top of my oats, strawberries if I'm lucky,
Mm,
right? Put them in a glass jar. You can save like your glass jar
that's
from
good.
like if you do tomato sauce when you're able to have it or whatever. Save your
Yeah,
jars, save your pickle jars, save your jars
that's
because
smart.
you rinse the fruit off and
Hmm.
then put it in the jar. It lasts an extra week, almost 2 weeks longer than if you leave it in the container or you use plastic.
Oh my God.
Kid
Okay,
you not.
that is new to me. That is, I just
Kid you
thought
not.
putting my food in the glass was just, safer, but that is really good too. I don't do a lot of fruit in my prep, maybe blueberries, but no, that's good. Thank you so
No,
much,
because
Davina.
they don't
I
grow the
needed that.
fur. They like it doesn't grow fur because
Yes,
I mean
yes,
when I buy
yes.
my daughter, she loves berries, she loves fruit, so I'm buying for her all the time.
Hmm.
And we buy it on Monday, and by Wednesday it's already growing hair. And
Yep,
I'm
yep.
like, who
Hmm.
like So my mom was like, you just put them in the jar, Davina. And I was like, what? And so I did it, and yes, it absolutely works. Fruit
Okay,
goes in the
thank you for
jar.
that. Thank you. What about with, okay, I know you gotta go, but what about with like guacamole, like avocado? Like, do you know how to get it from not turning brown?
Yes, you leave the pit in. So
Okay.
like when you cut an avocado, because we eat these a lot. When we cut an avocado, you cut half and eat it. The other half,
Mm,
leave the pit in, and it will not turn brown. The other thing is squeeze lime juice on it, and
okay.
it also keeps it from oxidizing as well.
Thank
So,
you.
but
Thank
yeah, but
you.
like I would squeeze. We usually like when we make a salad or we have it, or if it's a dip, we squeeze lime juice on top while we're eating it to keep it from turning brown. But in the fridge, you can actually keep the pit inside of the avocado. You can put that in a jar of plastic or plastic baggie, and it will stay fresh much longer. Leave the pit inside.
Thank you, Davina. You've been a blessing. Thank you.
Yeah,
I've been
yeah,
trying to
yeah, yeah.
figure
Listen,
that out.
I love to eat, but like for me, and it's different because I have to prep, which is basically boring. But then I have a whole kid who don't. My daughter is not trying to do 140 grams of turkey and 100 grams of
Absolutely not.
rice. Like
Absolutely not.
she's not for
Like,
it.
this is
She's
not
like
her journey. This is mama
she's
journey.
like
This is not hers.
mommy, you about to eat prep? What I'm gonna eat?
Exactly. Exactly.
So yeah,
I
we
love
learn how to
that.
get creative.
Yes,
All
thank you
right.
so much
Well,
for that.
it has been amazing, amazing talking to you so far. Tell us what's next. Where are we gonna see you pop up next?
Okay, so and by the way, thank you also for this opportunity. I know that we don't always get to talk on our platform, especially on Instagram, but I appreciate you allowing us to speak about our journeys. And as a woman, as an African American woman, I appreciate you.
Thank
Um,
you.
so moving forward, I start prep April 1st, and my goal is to do Tampa Pro in
Okay.
August, the first weekend of August. It's a big show. But I like Gardner's shows, and so that's one of his big shows. So that's a show I think I want to do. And also it's in Florida with my coaches, and I do want her to be there.
Yes.
So that's the plan. I'm just gonna go from there. Olympia qualifications, I think it's over around September or so. So I have about maybe 5 or 6 weeks to try to get it. So I'm doing
Yes.
all that I
Well,
can. I'm doing all
listen,
that I can.
we're gonna see you on that stage.
I
So
pray, I pray I
you
do.
you shoot for that show, hit that target. I know you're gonna knock it out of the park. And I may pull up to the show. Who knows?
You
So
can, friend. You
yes, and I'll be the
can.
loudest one. You be like, shut up.
It's okay, friend. You can scream. You can holler for that girl. You can
That's
holler for
right.
me.
That's right.
It's
So we
okay.
are so excited to see what's next for you. Again, congratulations. We'll have to talk again because we didn't even get into the beauty business and some of the
Oh,
other things
yeah,
that you
yeah, yeah,
do,
yeah.
and how you balance
Of course.
being an entrepreneur and
Woo,
and
it's
building your
tough.
legacy in that respect too. So
Okay.
another topic for another time. But uh,
Absolutely.
from here, we just want to say we can't wait to see you on top. Keep going up, and continue to live in your truth and spread God's grace and do it with
Amen.
gratitude.
Amen.
So
Thank you,
thank
Queen.
you.
I really appreciate that. And again, I appreciate this opportunity for us to speak. And we don't get this much time. And I love podcasts that are dedicated to just this sport. People, you wouldn't
Mhm.
imagine how people don't know about this sport,
That's
like
right.
me, how I was. So this is just bringing awareness to the sport. And I just thank you so much. And I appreciate you having me on.
All right. Thank you.
Thank you, Queen.